Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. 99.9
KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Okay, so sales. And we're talking about discounted prices on things. Apparently, that is something we can all agree on. They've done surveys and found out that everybody loves getting things on sale.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like to get everything on sale? It's almost like a dumb question. Who says, now...
Have you ever been somewhere that you just expect something's going to be on sale, and when it isn't, you're kind of thrown off by it? Because whenever I go to Macy's, like for instance, it seems like every time I go there and buy something, I see that whatever the ticket price is, and I'm assuming, okay, I'm going to spend $40 on this, whatever jacket. And then they ring it up and like, oh, it's $27.99. I'm like, I didn't even know it was on sale. This is great.
Oh, that's the best.
Every freaking time. Until most recently, I got a jacket. I'm like, $50 for this jacket. It was like a jean jacket with a hood or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, I bet it's on sale, so whatever. Okay, and I go up there and it's still $50.
Oh,
and I was just like,
no.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, and do you not buy it, or do you go through with it?
I was at the point of no return. I was already at the cashier.
Literally no return.
And, they try and pull that, hey, would you like to sign up for a Macy's card and all that? I'm like, no, I'm fine. This is just fine. And then what am I going to be that guy that's like, I thought this was on sale.
Yeah.
So I had to buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's even worse.
It was a letdown.
Yeah, sure is.
It's not their fault. I was just a moron that just assumed everything that I buy at Macy's is always on sale.
It's not hard to believe. Macy's has so many different ways and so many different coupons that it's hard to know what the price of anything is. I go up there and my wife makes me bring every darn coupon they send us in the mail. And then they go, well, do you have a card? I go, well, if you have a card, then that will be better than these coupons. And I'm like, you guys have to have, did you go to college and get like 15 degrees to be able to figure out how to charge me the right price at Macy's? Because I can't follow it, but they can. Well, a new survey found this. They asked people, how deep of a discount do you have to get so that you can be totally guilt-free about a purchase? So you go, all right, I really shouldn't buy this, but then the bigger the discount, the more you go, all right, no, I have to buy it now.
I think 30% or more.
Oh, you're close.
See, I was thinking 50%. Then I'm like, oh, I saved a ton of money.
Yeah,
it's like I got it for free.
Yeah.
Well, see, now, Vicky, to me, that seems more reasonable. That's what I would think. But no, actually, the average is like 23% off. Once it's at 23% off, people think, oh, I got to have this.
You know why? It's because for me, like shopping online, I'm like, if it takes off the shipping price, I will buy it in a second.
Oh, anytime they have, enter this code for 20% off. Yep. If I was on the fence, I'm buying it because that's going to at least wipe out all the shipping.
Right. And the shipping is what will make me not buy something. Like if I see something and I'm like, it's $20 and then it's like $10 shipping, I'm like, I can't. I'm like in my credit card's in and I see the shipping and I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Have you had those instances where something is $20 but they say $25 or more in free shipping and then you end up buying something else just to get the free shipping even though the shipping was $4?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. God, you feel like
what
an
is
idiot.
wrong with us?
I'll tell you what's wrong with us.
Trying to save a dime.
That's why Amazon is genius, because I feel like I'm not ever paying shipping. Of course, I really am because I pay the thing every year, but it feels like I'm not.
So I've been doing the Marie Kondo thing, getting rid of stuff, but I've been selling it on like a Mercari, which is a selling app. And you could ship it to people, and you can offer free shipping or not. If you offer free shipping, it comes out of your cost or whatever money you get. So I put it out there. I'm like, no free shipping. You pay for the shipping. Nobody would buy it. I upped the price an extra couple bucks, and then put it out free shipping and sold like that.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. We are weird over that
when it comes to shipping.
Yeah, that is so bizarre.
Danny's not alone.
Yep. Survey also found out that the average American...
Danny. Are you singing a Michael Jackson song?
Yeah,
well, what day don't I?
Yeah. This number is a very high number.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I like this number.
69?
No, 69 is a good number. They asked, and they found out, all right, they want to know how much people will spend in their lifetime on basically guilty pleasures, guilty purchases.
Okay.
We spend over $270,000 on guilty purchases on our entire life. That's how they've. I don't
What
know.
are they including? Houses and cars?
No, that's not a guilty purchase.
I don't feel guilty doing that.
maybe if you get too much of a car or too much of a house, maybe, but.
I don't know how much I've spent on guilty purchases, but I doubt it's anyway.
The number one, you're number one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're number one.
Okay.
Eating at restaurants because the food's so overpriced.
Yeah.
I don't eat at restaurants.
Okay, I think it's the same thing.
Dine out.
Yeah, takeout is the same
Takeout's
thing.
It's the same thing.
Delivery,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
But bro, I had some good chicken yakisoba last night.
Oh,
So do you feel guilty about it at all? Because
No.
people feel guilty about this. That's the idea. It's the guilty purchases. You don't feel guilty about doing that?
It's a weird thing. It's a money thing. If it ends up being more than $30 for the two of us,
Yeah.
then I start feeling a little guilty. Like, we shouldn't eat out that much.
Okay.
But yesterday it was under $30 for both of us for our meal.
Okay.
And then we might have swung by Chick-fil-A to get their waffle cut fries as an appetizer.
You guys.
My wife's never had their waffle cut fries.
And?
I was able to
Okay.
convince her
good. All right.
to try them.
You were able to convince her. That was a great honey we need to do. You need to try this. I don't eat any, but you do.
It was great because the line was too long in the car. So I was like, I'll go in. And she's like, okay, just get a small one just so we could both sample it. I might have ordered a large.
Of course.
Whoops. And I come in. She's like, this small is giant. I mean, that is huge for a small. And I'm like, oh, yeah. They must have accidentally given us a large.
Yeah, don't check the receipts or anything.
I already threw the receipt away, Brad.
Oh, she has
call.
to know. I mean,
Oh,
she
she
can't
does.
let you run in a fast food restaurant and be on your own.
Right.
That's it. No way.
She's just letting you think you
Yeah.
get away with stuff.
Yeah.
But she said these are better than McDonald's fries.
What?
The waffle cup fries at Chick-fil-A.
I'm gonna have to try them again because I don't
They're
remember.
really good.
I don't remember them.
They're decent, yeah.
They're good, but I don't remember me thinking they're better than Mickey's fries.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're better, but they are just a different texture. I love waffle fries.
All right, we'll have to go again. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. 47% of us feel guilty about eating at restaurants because of the fact that the food is overpriced, and it makes sense. I mean, you can pay, obviously it would be cheaper to, get your dinner anywhere else besides a restaurant.
Like someone's like, where do you get your takeout, Migs? I live in Puyallup, too. I can break it down really easy for you. When it comes to teriyaki, Honto's. Best teriyaki.
All right, thank you.
Sushi, we went to the Sushi Ari place is right by our house, and that's where I got my yakisoba.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's for the people down in Puyallup.
Yeah, they want to know.
All right, Vicky, you want to tell us where to go up in Lake Stevens?
Where's your takeout to go place?
Ooh, was it Japan teriyaki?
Okay.
It's really good.
All right.
Danny,
what
West
about you?
Seattle.
It's got probably
See, we're covering everything.
It's got to be
DJ.
pizza.
Yeah, probably.
To get teriyaki?
No, I don't get teriyaki though.
Then next
Yeah,
person.
keep
DJ,
going.
where do you get your teriyaki?
I don't get teriyaki either.
What do you guys have issues with
What the hell's
teriyaki?
wrong with you
No,
guys?
I
just
have
never
issues.
eat it.
If I go get anything, I'll be Indian. If I'm going to go out and actually get takeout and drive to a
Well, that's-
restaurant, I'm going to go get Indian food.
Karma Indian in Puyallup, if you want to know.
All right,
Nice.
I know. I've yet to be
You
there.
got to come up for that one because you're such an Indian food
I
fan.
told my wife, and I said someday we got to go to Puyallup whenever she's in town this weekend, but I don't think we'll have time. She's on a tour.
Well, we don't have time to see you guys, but if it was,
We wouldn't even bother with you guys.
oh, I would take you out there, man.
Whatever. You know what? I'm not even going to call you because I know sometimes you're in my neck of the woods and you don't even tell me.
Well,
Yeah, it's true. I found out
have
accidentally.
rules.
I found out accidentally Steve was in my neck of the woods. I'm like,
When?
oh,
when was I there?
not yet.
Accidentally, I'm going to be there.
Well, I accidentally found out you're going to be there. You got tickets to a show, and I found out, you're coming up to my side of town to see the show.
And do you not remember the group text that I invited all of you to come see the movie with me?
No, did you send out a group text?
Yes.
Oh, I've got you on mute.
Then you got all of us on mute. It was a group text.
That's what I'm saying.
From all of us.
I got that group
Oh.
text on mute because you guys are irritated.
You responded about the grass last night.
Yeah,
what the
you
hell
did.
are
You
we talking
responded
about?
last night at
How about the grass?
7:49.
I don't remember anything about the movie.
Not weed, people. It wasn't like some weird group text.
Hey, man, I got the grass. The Coke will be following everybody.
No, yeah, you did comment because he talks about the movie.
What'd
and
I
then
say?
it shows a picture of his new car.
Yeah.
And then you woohoo, looks sweet, congrats, buddy.
Yeah, I congrats him on the car. I didn't see the...
So you don't have us on mute.
Yes,
you just
I
didn't
do.
pay attention. How
Dude,
did you
I
see
have
it?
you guys on mute. You want to bet me that you're on mute?
Scintillating argument.
Send me
Here
something
we go.
right now, and it won't show up. You half a douche.
Such
It's on
anger.
mute, but I replied.
Such
That's
anger.
not what mute means, Vicky. It just mutes the conversation, meaning that I don't get notified. I still can see that I have conversations when I go there.
Then you didn't see the rest of the conversation?
No, I didn't. Why would I lie about that? And
Because you're
why am I
old
in
and
this with you? Why every goddamn time, woman?
Because it's funny.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I don't either, Steve.
Either. Can we get back to
Hot Do's Teriyaki is the place to go.
No, you know what? I'll tell you.
I got my chicken yakisoba at Sushi Ari, someone was wondering.
Oh, Sushi Ari, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? I don't think I've had teriyaki the entire time I've lived here. Can you take me to teriyaki?
100% yes.
Okay, because I feel like I just don't know where to go. Except for what you're saying.
TJ's Deli downstairs has good teriyaki.
Do they?
They're really good, yeah.
Yes.
I like their
Really?
chicken katsu,
Yeah.
too.
They really do have good teriyaki.
Yeah, the
down there?
teriyaki's good.
I would be. I'm surprised that that'd be only because they don't look like a teriyaki place. They look like a deli.
They have a whole section just for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of a deli is that? That's not a deli.
It's a deli that serves teriyaki and chicken katsu.
Isn't a deli more like, hey, you got cold cuts and you got your corned beef and
That's not that kind of deli.
Well, isn't that what a deli is?
Well, I think it's just in the name.
I never heard of a thing called a deli, and they serve and teriyaki's their specialty. That's the weirdest
Well,
thing
probably
ever.
the T in TJ's Deli stands for teriyaki.
Yeah. Oh, what's the other one stand for?
JoJo's.
JoJo's. Hey, JoJo's.
I don't know.
My head hurts.
A
it's
deli is a
killing me.
retail establishment
What are we
that sells a selection of fine, unusual, or foreign prepared foods.
So they have foreign prepared foods.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
They have good egg rolls, too.
Yeah, they do.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I mean,
I was
We're talking about our guilty purchases.
Yes.
I
And
know.
food is the top thing.
Food is the top thing. Clothes is number 2. Electronics is number 3. And shoes. Of course, shoes. I think 2 and 4 got to be mostly women, right? And 3's got to be men.
What's 2 is
new clothes,
I'm
shoes.
guilty of buying shirts. Those are definitely guilty purchases.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm trying not to buy as many, but I still buy one.
Delivery or
a month.
takeout? Oh, actually, that's a number 5. So it's not actually dining in after all.
Boom.
Boom. People it's still on the list, Steve. Wow. Alcohol's number 6. Well,
That's true.
yeah, I need some right now.
At a
actually.
bar, I feel, because know that you're spending
super overpriced.
$10 for a shot.
Yeah.
And you can buy that bottle for $30.
Yeah.
We have a no drink rule when we go out to dinner these days because it's just so expensive to get at a restaurant. I'm like, nope, we're taking shots before we go, and that's going to get our buzz on.
And do you want to hear the new trend, this Emperor's New Clothes new trend that I just read about? They now have alcohol-free bars where they are charging $15 to $20 for an alcohol-free drink. Because people, they call them sober bars. They're in New York City right now.
I can't.
People are paying big money to go to these places, and there's no alcohol in them.
Well, I just saw that there's a place that's going to be a karaoke bar, but no alcohol served, so it could be family friendly. I'm like, why would you go to a karaoke bar if you didn't have alcohol to get you wasted to put up with the bad singing that you're going to witness?
Exactly. That's the whole idea of karaoke. It is. I mean, it's drunk people dealing with other drunk people singing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Family-friendly karaoke. What is that? You want to so you can bring your kids?
Yes. Because that's what I want to hear is a kid sing a pig
Isn't that
song.
Chuck E. Cheese? Isn't that pretty much karaoke for
No,
kids?
they only let the rat sing there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really. Okay.
remember when I was a teenager, we went to, it wasn't the bar portion of a restaurant, but we went and did karaoke in high school. So it was kind of nice that we were able to do something. Granted, I sucked at it and everyone else was amazing, but it was cool that we could do something during the week that wasn't, getting us into trouble.
Yeah, just Googling kid-friendly karaoke comes up with a bunch of pizza places.
Yeah. All right.
That's not my kind of pizza place.
No, I'm with you, Steve.
I do not want to go somewhere where they're
No,
singing.
I don't want to hear
and they're
Vicky sing
sober.
when I'm sober. I don't even want to hear Vicky speak when I'm sober, to be honest with you.
Yay!
All right. Hey, Steve.
Yes, sir.
You know Sully Erna?
Yes, I
he's-
do.
We've had him on the show many times.
Good dude.
He's the Godsmack guy. He just shared with a member of our show a crazy story about stealing a musical instrument from his school. You're going to hear from Sully at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, we got a lot of podcasts at this fine radio station. One of them, of course, features our own Steve and the Ted Smith.
Yes.
It's called The Megacast.
The Megacast.
You guys got to talk with Sully.
Yeah, which is funny because we realized back in 2014 the reason why we even ever started the Megacast was Sully Erna was available for an interview in the middle of the day and no one else was around, but me and Ted were. So we did the interview and that started the Megacast. Was an interview with Sully from Godsmack.
Ah,
it's kind of a funny little side bit that no one else will care about.
The
but
circle is complete.
Yes, so now we could stop doing it. But he was calling something that made me think of you. I was like, man, I'm bummed that BJ wasn't around during later in the afternoon, because it would be something that I think you would get a kick out of talking with Sully about. He started a foundation called the Scars Foundation, which is to help people battling mental health issues.
I've heard about this.
So it could be mental health issues because you've had something where you're an amputee or whatever it may be, or just internal mental health issues.
Yeah.
He wants to just be able to help people out, and the money that's raised is going to different great organizations that help people battling mental illness.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, because where Sully comes from is also where I come from. He's a Massachusetts boy. And a lot of times, man, mental health, I think, even goes so unnoticed in that culture, because people just yelling and screaming, and it's a part of the culture. And a lot of times it's like, okay, we're not just being aggro. There's something wrong, but it doesn't get seen.
And I think it was all stemming from a guy that did a lot of artwork for the band Godsmack, unfortunately, is no longer with them because of his battle with mental health. And I guess it was something where he wasn't able to afford the medication that he was on, so he was trying to, use only half of the medication so he could keep using it.
Oh, man.
And Sully's whole thing was, if this guy would have just told us, any of us, that he was battling this kind of a problem, all of us would have stepped in to help. But so many people are scared to talk and be vocal about these things. So that's what spurred the whole Scars Foundation for Sully. But then we had some fun talking about other stuff. But it's a really cool chat with him about the mental health stuff, because you could just see how passionate he is about that. And then he's doing some good work with the Scars Foundation.
And yeah, you guys did talk some fun stuff too. You asked Sully what band he'd love to drum with.
Last year at Pain in the Grass, our big radio show, we had Stone Temple Pilots there, and they invited me on stage, and I got to do sex type thing on drums with them, which was a next level experience. And I was just curious, since I know you're a drummer, is there a band that you would love to get that invite to jump up on stage and play with, and what song would you play with them?
There's only two bands that I would love to do that with, and unfortunately both of them aren't around anymore. One of them would be Led Zeppelin, and the other one would be Rush, because I literally spent my entire childhood, like John Bonham and Neil Peart were my drum instructors. I quit school over that. I quit family. I quit relationships. I literally sat home with a pair of headphones strapped on my head and learned the entire Rush catalog, and I did not leave my room until I figured out every nook and cranny of that stuff. And I think the only time I went to school at that time, I was probably 15 years old, is when I was on to Exit Stage Left, and that part of that album came on where they do the trees and Xanadu, and there's wood blocks in that song, and I didn't have wood blocks, so I went to school and I stole the wood blocks and I wrapped them in a blanket, and I took them home, and and then I continued my lessons with Neil Peart. So
that is awesome. That is so awesome. That is so great. Now, I'm wondering, did you talk about the other thing that you want to do now? Because you got to play drums, but now your next life goal.
My next life goal is to get to play when pyro is going on behind me. And Godsmack is known for having pretty sick pyro shows during their concerts. So, of course, I had to talk to him about that.
Oh, yeah. You weren't fishing for an invite, were you, maybe?
No, actually I wasn't. I just wanted to talk about pyro, man.
All right.
A life goal of mine would be to play on stage while pyro is going on around me. What does it feel like to have pyro while you're performing on stage? It seems next level.
Yeah, well, we've always, I'm a real believer in not overdoing anything. Like, I try not to, there's bands out there that just every song is bang, 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 and whatever. It's fun, and when those moments hit, if you use them wisely like that, they become really powerful. And the flames are really hot. So,
dude, you feel them on the lawn. If you're at like a show at like White River Amphitheater, I'm on the lawn and I'm like, I still feel the heat. I can't even imagine what it's like for the drummer.
Yeah, you feel them at sporting events when they go off.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Like, we have this new pyro company we just hired, and they have a different flame system that we're using, that they're just fatter and wider and taller. And I got to tell you, man, when they shot them off for the first time on this tour, I literally looked down at my arm because I thought it singed all the hair off of it. So they're pretty hot.
Damn. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Damn, dude, not me. I mean, you know what? I'll watch you do it, and I'll watch it with a fire extinguisher.
I think the safest spot is behind the drum throne.
You're probably right.
They have all those pyro things are set in certain spots, so you're not moving as a drummer. Whereas with a guitarist or a singer or a bassist, you're moving around the stage. There's that awful risk that happened with James Hetfield from Metallica, where he got burned pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I think, man, I would definitely know my cues and where I'm supposed to stand if I have pyro going on around me.
And of course, that was Sully Erner from Godsmack, and Steve and Ted got to interview him on the Megacast. And check out the whole thing. Check out the full interview at KISW.com, because again, Sully is doing some good work. When it comes to men and mental health, we don't talk enough. Women do a really good job socializing and sharing and venting, and that way they can be really supportive for each other. And men, unfortunately, we're lone wolves, especially if there's some issues like mental health going on. And as Steve said earlier, Sully, somebody very close to them, really, if they had just spoken, might be with us today.
Yep.
And so Sully has decided to do the Scars Foundation so that the word can be put out, and more men need to start talking about it, which is why I'll always give a voice to anybody doing that.
I was just reading a thing that said 1 in 4 Americans say they have no one that they feel safe that they can confide to. It was like a big study with a bunch of Americans, and it said, 1 in 4 people don't feel like they could talk to someone, including like their spouse or a family member, which is just sad that you don't feel comfortable. And sometimes it feels so good, just like he even brought it up in the interview. Sometimes it just feels good to let it out, whether it be in a journal or vocally or whatever it may be. Sometimes it just feels good to be able to get that out of your body.
And it's working. There's also the idea of getting community. I've had a couple of listeners reach out to me, some in the military, that said, look, I've heard you talk about this stuff. I'm trying to reach out more. I like the board game. I also have some issues with, mental health issues. What do you say? And so I'm like, wow, I got to put my money where my mouth is. And so lately we've been saying, look, we hang out at Zulu's in Bothell.
Yeah.
Please come up. And a couple of dudes have actually taken me up on it. And I'm happy.
It doesn't backfire because playing with you makes people go mental?
Yeah, no, not at all. So far, I haven't been a negative influence on their mental health.
I was feeling really down in the dumps. I came and playing. I felt worse.
But dude,
that's actually really awesome.
To see a random stranger sit down and feel like they can be part of a group who's been going through what they're going through, especially if they've been in the military. I know how powerful that is. I know it's not easy to just walk into a place that you don't know, and you've already got stuff going on anyway. So I had to say yes, because I know how important it is. So reach out to somebody, please, if anybody at all is willing. And of course, if you're a person being reached out to, I know everyone's busy, but there's a pause. We got to do it for our brothers, because it's so tough for them.
That's really cool that you do that.
Yeah. Well, I just think that it's something that we all could do. I feel like I have to.
Justin, our buddy Justin, the comic book artist. He said, I totally agree with you guys. As a vet with PTSD who has depression and anxiety, I feel closed off because we're trained to be quote unquote alphas. It's not always easy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know the type of person you are, buddy, because I've had people like you reach out to me, and it's better just to be in a group and hang, and us guys are good, and plus at least with us we're playing games. So, like Steve, you do your stuff. There's so many things that guys can just hang out together and just feel the brotherhood without having to have any conversations. You don't have to have even conversations, just to feel like you're part of somebody again.
No, that's what the locker room a lot of times with hockey is for me, or even in the world of wrestling. You just for X amount of time, my mind is focused fully on not getting hurt and not hurting the person I'm in the ring with, during training. So it kind of helps me just kind of clear my mind from in hockey as well as a goalie. It's just like sometimes just being out on the ice, man, it's therapeutic. I don't have to worry about anything other than stopping this rubber puck coming at my face.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about all the other crap that's going on in my head. Music, obviously, as well.
Yeah. And so us brothers need to really reach out, and because I know what Sully's talking about. God, you feel horrible to know that you had the means to help somebody and you just didn't know. And
sometimes talked about it even with Sully, and I used to think it was weird when people would go and open up so much on Facebook. Like it was like, but as time has gone on, I'm starting to realize that I read in the comments and how it makes people feel that they're not alone. And I'm like, why am I thinking this is weird when I don't think it's weird that someone speaks out about whatever they're battling?
Yeah.
It's just a different way. And now when I see it, I actually kind of that puts a smile on my face, but it makes me feel good knowing that somebody is opening up about whatever their insecurities or their issues are, which is way better than them bitching about stuff on social media. They're just opening up, and it's helping someone else who read that open up as well. There's nothing wrong with that. For the longest time, I used to think it was so strange, but then I think just with time, I've realized it's not strange at all. It's actually really cool.
It is cool. And it's a funny thing, Steve. being a verbal guy, it's weird when people seem like they have more personality or can express themselves better through writing. Mm-hmm. And I know people where, I read their stuff and go, this person's awesome. And then I go talk to the person verbally and they're nothing like their writing. Like they're almost cold and not even approachable, but they just feel more comfortable expressing themselves with the written word rather than the spoken word. So I agree with you that it's good that Facebook is there and something's there for those kind of folks, because, hey, look, however you can reach out and communicate and inspire, whether it be written, oral, or whatever, go right ahead, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That was
good on Sully, man. That's pretty awesome.
That was awesome, dude. Sully, the more and more, because he's been in the business a long time. And I love it when you got these dudes that have been, that stay together, the bands that actually endure, and all of a sudden they've got a couple decades behind them or more. You get to see them grow. Everybody was a young punk. I mean, Duff McKagan's the perfect example. Everybody was Duff in their 20s. But to see, like, the Duff McKagans of the world now, you get to mature and see that, all right, maybe... young people are cool people. Yeah, they might be a little rough around the edges. Maybe they were rebellious. Maybe they do some stupid things. But if we still give them love and support, they can all grow up and be cool. And I'm seeing that with the Sullys and the Duff McKagans and those folks that do a lot of good work, and all the dudes from Pearl Jam, definitely. There's so much good work they do. And, when you probably met them in the 20s, you probably thought, these punk kids.
Like you say about any of us.
Yeah. So it's great when bands are still around and you get to see the good they can do, and they still can be inspirational to a person who's the same age as them. I get more out of Pearl Jam, frankly, than I did when they were inspiring you, Steve. I wasn't following them then, but right. Their music now and where they are now, and Pearl Jam is like a great band for me because of where I'm at in life.
Well, you should have went to the Mariners game these past couple of days because Eddie Vedder was sitting in the front row.
Really? Oh, Cubs. That's a good. He loves the Cubs. Yeah.
So he left with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he did. Oh my
Stupid
God. That wasn't a baseball game. That was an assault.
Oh, my buddy went to that game and he got a picture of him and he said he was the nicest guy ever. So it was a great game for him because he was a Cubs fan too.
That's just, when you lose a game in any sport, when you get destroyed offensively and then also get destroyed defensively, and you get shut out and they score 100 runs.
It was only 11-0.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm over exaggerating. You're right. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Are they trying to even up their run differential? Because at one point they were.
Yeah, that's right.
They were at the top.
The good news is they still have a better record than the defending world champions. That's the only good news.
How about that?
Yeah, that's all I can tell you.
They still have hope.
Hey, they're still in second place. I mean, they're still within striking distance. But yeah, damn it, friggin' Mariners. All right, got a new study says that if you have sex on the first date, BJ is right. That's pretty much what the study is. What? I've been saying this for years. I said you should have sex on the first date. It's better for relationships. And now this study says, yes, it actually leads to way more relationships than you might imagine. 36% of women, 34% of men say that they've ended up in a long-term relationship with someone after they got it on the first date.
Would your opinion change if someone... if you went on a date and you guys, some people have this weird thing where they lose respect for somebody. I think it's crazy.
I do too.
But would your opinion change? Would you like them more or like them less if you had sex with them on the first date?
I mean, it depends on the sex.
Matter.
Yeah.
It depends on the sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, hey kids, earmuffs.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Come on. I mean, honestly, I loved my wife because she was willing to have some business.
Was it first date?
First date.
You guys got it on the first date?
I'm not going to go into every detail, but I'm just going to say that.
What base?
I told you I'm not going to go into details. Why would I give you a base?
Sounds like a home run to me.
Wow. That's my wife we're talking about, Steve.
She wasn't at the time.
I'm just trying to help with the story. You don't ask about a guy and his wife having action.
Volunteer and go, earmuffs, kids.
You volunteered this information. You got to give us all the information.
I'm not going to give you all the details.
Come on, Deets, man.
No, it's no science. Why do you guys want to hear about me having sex with my wife?
Because you brought it up.
I'm only bringing it up for a story. But I'm trying to prove a point.
Prove the point, BJ.
Okay, yeah, I banged my wife in the back seat. How about that?
Nice.
That's awesome, dude. Yay. How about you, Steve? Tell me when you banged your wife.
Not on the first date.
Well, then that's not a story. Tell me the date you banged her. Who wants to hear that
It was
stuff?
June 16th, 2010. No, I don't remember.
Oh, wow. Was it really
several
for a
days.
second?
You really don't remember? You the
actual day?
I kind of do, yeah. I mean, the day you get to bang. I didn't actually bang my wife on the first
I don't even
date.
remember the day that we met.
I remember when I had. I
remember meeting her.
Oh
obviously.
my God! You don't remember the day you?
It was summertime. I knew that because it was
All right, well, good for you.
Shout out to the Red Dog Saloon in Maple Valley.
I don't remember the exact day I met my wife, but
I always drive by that after hockey, and I'm like, yeah,
all right.
that's where I met her.
I guess you should remember the day. I don't remember the exact day.
I'm curious to know about all these relationships. How many people did they have to bang before they got into a relationship? Because I feel like if you're having sex with somebody on the first date, you can kind of get an idea if you're vibing with them, if you're not. It's like, if anything, it's like, hey, thanks for the sex. This isn't going to work. And then, they're not wasting any time trying to date somebody, so they're able to find Prince Charming or, their princess, sooner.
Yeah, they didn't say why the sex on the first date leads to many relationships. But like I said, 36% of women say that they've ended up in long-term relationships, 34% of men.
Yeah, we got a text that says, my guy today was supposed to be a one-night stand, and that was it. 10 and a half years later, still together, and we're getting married next April. Nothing wrong with sex on the first date.
Here's why I believe it's the right thing to do, and I'm only going to speak as a guy. But anecdotally, I think that women, when it comes to sex, whatever happens to guys, women look better to guys when you think you're going to have sex with them and you haven't had sex with them before. Mm-hmm. They seem funnier, more interesting. Then once you have sex, I think then you finally can see her clearly.
That's off the bang blinders.
Exactly. The bang blinders are perfect, and I feel like that's
Booty
why
blinders.
As a man, you are looking through bang blinders, and she's not as cool as you think she is. Now, maybe somebody might be.
Can you make that the name of your book if you ever write one?
Yeah.
She's not as cool as you think she is.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Question.
Yes.
Would having sex on the first date make you have more of the bang blinders, though? You're like, oh, she's so cool that we had sex on the first date. No, that doesn't work.
Here's what happens. And again, as a guy, there's a switch that flicks, and all I'm thinking of is having sex. Okay, that's it.
No, I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah, and see, Vicky, we don't. Right. We just don't see anything.
You just want it that bad. You're willing to deal with whatever boring conversation that you're in.
Yeah, see,
if you hope that there's sex at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah, see, Vicky, I don't think girls have that on average. I'm not saying that every girl doesn't have it, but most women, you don't have that go off where all of a sudden you think, wow, he's the coolest guy in the world because you want to bang him. Now, you might think other reasons why he's the coolest guy in the world, and maybe money, fame, power is what usually people think is an aphrodisiac for women. But like Steve said, for us, something goes on where all of a sudden you are so hot and so amazing, and you could be the biggest idiot in the world. I've seen it. I've been with my friends where I haven't been interested in the chick and they have, and I go, dude, she's an imbecile. What are you doing? And they go, no, she's not. She's the baddest. One day I'm going to have baby with her.
Right, and then all of a sudden you get past the bang blinders and you're like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
This was a bad idea.
So, and now I don't know if it works for women or not, but I think for women, don't you want to know the truth if this guy actually thinks you're that cool, or if it's just because he's got the bang blinders? Don't you want to know the truth?
See, I'm trying this whole new thing of trying to actually date people instead of just banging them right away. So I don't know. Like, my first thing is like, I know.
That's a shocker.
Just gotta mix things up sometimes.
Hey, change the paradigm, man.
Right. So,
you might be different, dude. Maybe you need to do that. I don't know.
Like, there's been times where it's like that was fun, but I don't really want to hang out with you again. Cool.
See, that's the thing. The bang blind. Well, I don't know what your blinders are.
I don't know either. I'm a mess.
Yeah. I've seen some of the guys you're with, though, and I've talked
I thought
with
they were all awesome.
No,
in their own way.
Look, as a guy who's like pretty much almost Vicky's father, you kind of know what your kid needs, and every time she
what does Vicky need?
Well,
yes, tell me.
Well,
Father.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Daddy.
It's just, I just know it's like just like my own kid. It's like I know exactly what Sarah needs. I feel like I know what you need because I've been around you for so much. And yeah, you need someone to actually, just basically pull you in because you kind of don't want to be pulled in, but if you're forced in, as far as like engaged. And, somebody makes you hit the fields once in a while, whether you don't want to, and actually make you do crap that you don't want to do because you left your own devices. My wife's the same way. I mean, it's like I make her do stuff that she wouldn't want to do. I force her to, like, stay in a conversation with me. I force her to stay in a situation with me where she just is like, I'm out, let me go out, let me be alone time. And I force her. Most guys didn't do that with her because most guys love being alone. So she go, all right, we had sex, I'm going to go do my thing. And they go away. And then she's like, I don't know why, but I'm not feeling this guy. And I'm like, yeah, because
not challenging her.
They're all lone wolves. You need an idiot like me to keep you in the game. Which They call them
You're
pursuers.
like the bone wolf.
Yeah, I'm the bone wolf. In psychology, they call it pursuer, withdrawer, and Vicky, I feel like, is a withdrawer where most women are pursuers. So you need a pursuer man.
So she needs a guy that's more like, I'm not giving up on this.
Exactly.
We need to go. We need to do stuff.
And you don't find a lot of guys like that because most guys are withdrawers. But I'm a weirdo. My wife's the withdrawer and I'm the pursuer. So it's psychology. So they have a thing for it.
We need to find an aggressive dude for her.
A pursuer.
Yeah.
Somebody that will be like, no, Vicky, you get back here, even though Vicky's like, I'm going to run away to my room now. Like a little bit.
Somebody says I had sex.
Perfect impression of Vicky.
Impression is uncanny.
Yeah.
Someone says I had sex with my husband the first time we met. It wasn't even a date. We've been married 18 years together in August.
I am right, Steve. Just say it.
Someone says I was supposed to be a one-night stand. Turns out I have $1 million penis. Married for 14 years. Still going strong.
Isn't that Ted DiBiase? Doesn't he have the $1 million penis?
Yes.
Okay.
And everybody's got a price for the $1 million penis.
That's what it was. All right, yesterday, Steve, he did actually get this one right.
Who owns the New England Patriots?
Crystal at that massage parlor.
Soon, but no.
Robert Kraft?
Yes.
Does Crystal own that?
Yes, she does.
All right, you want a shot at beating Steve? I'll tell you what, you're going to get a shot at beating Steve right now at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. You want to beat Steve? Do it! We're playing Beat Miggs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all three of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.